This is the Old Musician's Blog, number 63. I wonder, what does this have to do with music? Probably nothing. Except that in the music scene, when you are interacting with all the people in the different situations and the bookings and the organization, it has a lot to do with just life in general. And life in general has a lot of the same elements that interacting with the music scene goes. And so when you go and you play a gig, and one of the band members has talked to the club owner and asked them if they would pass the hat for you, and the club owner doesn't really feel like doing that because it's kind of puts pressure on them, and the band member is really only thinking about the good of the music scene in general, and how musicians get paid so seldom and so little, etc. And the club owner is thinking about, well, how difficult it is to run a business that hires musicians and does all the things, all the food and the drink, and tries to keep track of everything and pay the different fees that you have to pay to the ASCAP people and all of that stuff. It's a very fly by night kind of situation a lot of the time, because there's a lot of undefined and unwritten rules about how to interact with the various kinds of situations that you encounter. So you have these conflicting views, and then you enter into the situation, and there you are, and people are saying, well, this happened and that happened, and so you have to talk to them about it, and say, no, as a band leader, no, I don't want you passing the hat. If I want to pass the hat, I'll pass it myself. I mean, if you feel moved and motivated because we've been so great and the audience thinks so much of us at that moment, to pass the hat or the bottle of money or whatever the heck it is, feel free, have at it. I don't have anything against doing it. I just don't want to have people feeling obligated about it. And this is one of the big discussions that go on in the music scene, is how how the society values that entertainment, and it's been thought of in a lot of ways for years and years and years and years, decades and maybe centuries. I don't know, about how to live a creative lifestyle and have a decent life with enough to do it, and there's many different levels in the music scene that allow for people to enter into it, playing in the coffee shops or art galleries at openings and that kind of thing, and then slowly moving into paid gigs and then a lot of people go into nighttime entertainment, and that's a very valid thing to do, but it has its priorities and its costs to the people as an individual who do the nighttime. And then above that you start going into shows and different kinds of festivals and those kinds of things, and by that time you probably are having merchandising and various kinds of other ancillary products that you use in order to augment the income, and this is the way it's kind of always been like this. And a lot of people, who are kind of on the edge of making it, think that by regulating it further, that would uh, uh, make it easier for them. But of course, it wouldn't make it easier for people on the entry level. And all the levels, in my opinion, of musicianship are valid. And for me, the the objective in interacting with all of these different and conflicting ideas is to remain in the place of gratitude, and to remain in the place where you're bringing pleasure to an audience, and have gratitude and love for the audience. And as Duke Ellington said, love you madly, love you madly. And this is, this is where the strength of the musician lies. It's in bringing the vibration to people and interacting with them, and loving them, and making a place for the creative energy to occur. That's the wonderful thing about it. And to stay in that place of positive energy, of working for the gods, of working for the energy, of bringing it to the people, and spreading it around. Spread that love around. That's where it's at.